Hello, Mr. Peterson, back again. Little programming to Arduino Zumo bot code activity. We are doing our first activities where we're going to program the motors. So our robots are actually going to be moving around from here on out. So that's pretty exciting. Here is our code. So it gives access to Zumo bot library just like we've done the last several programs. So we want to include Zumo 32u4.h. Down here we have our instances for our button. We're going to use button A just like last time. We're going to use our LCD screen just like last time. But here's something that wasn't there before, motor classes. Alright, so we would add that by saying Zumo 32u4 motors. And we're going to define those in the program by calling them just motors. We are also going to put in a variable which is used for a constant speed, and I like to put this in one place because if I want to change the speed of my motor for the rest of my code, I don't have to change it in a million other places in code, or in this case like 4 or 6 other places. I only have to change the maximum motor speed up here. So we do that by putting in const uint16 _t, and this constant variable, or this constant value that we're going to have is we're going to make this be called motor speed, and we're going to give it a value of 300, and we'll talk more about that later. Alright, here's the void setup. This is going to happen one time in our program at the start, and this is just going to be for our button menu. lcd.clear to clear out what was previously on our LCD screen. lcd.go to xy 0, 0. So this is just going to be in the top row of our screen, and we're going to lcd print press A, referring to the A button that is built on our Zumo bot. And here's the void loop. Sets the press of button A equal to what we're going to be calling button press, which we're going to be giving a true or false value. And so we would do that by typing in bool button press equals, so this is going to be equal to button A being single debounced press. Get single debounce press is from our library, from our Zumo library, which means when we push the button and let go a single time, that is equal to button press in this case, and that means it's going to be true. Okay. Now we have our if statement. If the button is pressed, and I'm referring to button A here, if button is pressed, wait for 1 second. Oftentimes when I'm dealing with these robots and the motors, I like to give a little bit of a delay so it gives me time to push the button and to get my hands away from it so it doesn't disrupt the motion of the robot. So I'm just giving it a 1 second delay, so I'm choosing if button press, and then up here, which means if button A is single debounce pressed, we're going to delay for 1000 milliseconds. After that, we're going to set the Zumo bot actually has 2 motors, right? A left motor and a right motor. And we're going to set the left and the right motors to their defined speed for 2 seconds, which we defined up here at the top is 300. Alright, so going down here to the loop, we're setting the speeds. This first motor speed is in reference to the left motor. The second one is in reference to the right motor. And we're setting them to the values motor speed, which we typed up above is 300. Then we're going to delay for 2 seconds. So it's going to be driving forward for 2 seconds. In my demonstration, we're then going to stop the robot. We're stopping both motors for 1/2 seconds. Motors.set speeds to 0, 0. 0 is no speed. Alright, and then we're going to delay for 500, which is a 1/2 second. Alright, then we're going to have both motors move backwards for 2 seconds. So here I wanted to show you. Down here we can use motor speed, which is our variable from before. Motor speed, but we're going to say negative motor speed, comma negative motor speed. So a negative speed would be negative 300 for this case, right? And we're going to delay that for 2 seconds. Then both motors are going to stop. Because this is a loop, it's going to take us back up, and then it'll be waiting for us for the button press. So that's our program for this. I'm going to go ahead, just like last time, and I'm going to upload this, and then we'll look at the demonstration on the actual robot. So the first thing we need to do with this, because the robot is using batteries for this, you can't use the batteries while it's plugged in on that USB. I have to turn it on that tiny on switch right there. Alright, and then we look on here on our screen, press A. Nice, so let me find that A button. I'm going to push this. Alright, so you could see there, obviously, the robot ran out of room on here. I should have made that a little shorter, but it was going forward and then backwards. And I'm going to push the button again and hold on to it, and you can see the tracks. Okay, it's going forward. Then it rewind, or it goes reverse. And then it's waiting for the next button press again, using that loop that we have set up on there. So here we were able to use our button, our LCD screen, and the motors to go forward and backwards with our Zumo bot. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.